I've worked in Africa before. I've been out to Lesotho as part of work with Public Health Wales, so I knew what that sort of work involved. And really when I became aware of what was happening there, and particularly when I saw pictures of children suffering as a result of Ebola, I felt compelled to go out there myself and try and do whatever I could. My wife's initial reaction was that I shouldn't go, that it was too dangerous. She knew what I did though, and she knew that I wanted to go, and after a little bit of consideration she did say that she thought if I wanted to go that I should go. And so the next hurdle then was speaking to the children, and speaking to them is something that will live with me for forever, I think, because they didn't have any warning, and I asked them straight away whether it would be okay if I went out. And my younger son, he said, well, I think you should go. He said, I think, imagine if that was happening to us and someone came to help us, that would be amazing. And anyway, if you go and you die, at least you've died trying to help people. And he wasn't saying it because he thought that was the right thing to say. They were just things that came to him. You'll have to trust me on that. You know, I was there and I could see how he was responding. And I was just struck by those words. Imagine if that was happening to us and someone came to help us. And I often carry that around with me since, actually. Once I'd been given the green light to go ahead, then I approached King's College. They were working in Freetown in Sierra Leone, in one of the main hospitals there. And I approached them about travelling out and working with them. Their role was trying to keep the hospital open. And I was lucky enough to be able to go out and work for them. Our job was to keep the hospital working by identifying patients that could have Ebola, managing them in a separate unit, testing them. If they were positive for Ebola, they would go off to a treatment centre, and if they were negative, they would go into the hospital for their usual care. Prior to that unit being set up, it was very difficult for the hospital to keep operating because the healthcare workers were in the front line. They were getting infected as a result of Ebola. Many people lost their lives as a result of it. So there really needed to be some strategy to protect the healthcare workers so that the hospital could keep operating. I was there for only a very short time, 1 month. And one of the really impressive things for me when I got out there was all the other people that were volunteering. So many people doing so much more than what I was doing. And actually very humbling to find that my contribution was such a tiny part of it. And it was really refreshing to work in a team where everybody's attitude was that, basically, that they wanted to do whatever they could. The other thing that really struck me was the teamwork involved in managing the outbreak. And it struck me again today when I was sat listening about my other colleagues who had gone out to help, all helping in different parts of the response. Some of them in the lab, some of them working in surrounding countries, helping to get them ready should they have any cases to prevent the further spread of Ebola. I don't know what everybody was doing, but I know that they were working in different elements of the healthcare system. It really is the response of the whole team which is so impressive, and I'm just really proud of everybody that went out there, really, and it's great to see some of them here today.